social media family meeting, and today's topic is the three E's economic strategy to financial success. Now, when it comes to mastering, you know, economics, when it comes to mastering one's economical and financial destiny, it's pretty important that we have some insight. Personally, I tell people that there are two types of economy: personal economy and corporate economy. I know that they further divide the corporate economy into local and global, yeah. But part time, the way I chaperone the concept of economics is from the standpoint of personal economy or personal economics and corporate economics. Now, a lot of people complain about how the economy of their nation is, most especially for third world country, in quote, like our country, yeah. And you find that people are complaining about the corporate economy. They're complaining about the economy, of their country and all. But be that as it may, you are expected to marshal your own personal economy, no matter what is happening corporately. The onus is on you as an individual to marshal your own personal economy. It is your responsibility to build or design a personal economy infrastructure. See, a lot of people do not understand this. A lot of people do not have the insights to doing this, hence, they are not doing it. But see, if you want to power an economic destiny that is sustainable, you would have to, first of all, design your own personal economic infrastructure. Now, I'll get that. The three E's here is education, entrepreneurship, and entertainment. Education, entrepreneurship, entertainment. They're all E's. Yeah, they all begin with the letter E, right? So I said that the three E's economic strategy. Now, every individual who wants to power a successful life must need institute a foundation of education, and which is the major reason why everybody wants to send their children to school, yeah, which is the reason why we were sent to school, because we understand that education is the most solid foundation for powering any kind of success, most especially if you plan to sustain that success. Education is the root. Education is a solid foundation. Now, when I see individuals who go to school, when I meet individuals who claim to be, BSc holders, who claim to be master's degree holders, even some PhD holders, and I'm trying to access them, I'm trying to figure out what their education is. In some cases, I'm disappointed because, see, I realize that most of what goes on in school, because I went to school myself, most of what goes on in school really does not empower us for education. Most of what we are taught in school does not really get us educated, doesn't get us career and life ready. You find folks who are graduates and then they are working somewhere or they got employed somewhere. They cannot even use their initiative to do anything. They always need a supervisor. I made a definition. I dropped the definition on social media. I think it was yesterday. Let me quickly go there. Of education, what education is. Now, I said that the best education the best education you'd ever have is that which was wielded into your personal reality on the back of curiosity powered personal research. I'll say that again. The best education you'd ever have at any point in your life is not necessarily that which you get or got from all the conventional schools you've ever attended or would ever attend. The best education you'd ever have is that which was wielded into your personal reality on the back of curiosity powered personal research, which is basically what the legacy of personal discovery and personal development is about. You see, we now live in the 21st century, the technologically powered 21st century, where information is now at your fingertips. You know, the fall of the Berlin Wall, which typified the end of the industrial age that happened in November 1989, ushered in the age of information, or the information age. Now, that was November 1989. Then, of course, which quickly ushered in the rollout of Web 1.0, the internet technology. Now, with the advent of the internet technology, we now are able to get information at our fingertips. We no longer need to go to the library where we need to, register at the library and, get a card to become a subscribed member of that library and all of that. Now, at your fingertips, you can get information. Now, there is no education that is powered without information. Information is what powers education. Now, if you as an individual who says that you want to be successful in life, and you do not proactively and personally set up an education foundation, you are not going to power any sustainable success. You're not going to be able to power any sustainable success. You won't be able to power sustainable success. I tell people that you don't need to go to school to be educated, most especially in the 21st century. Go all over the world. Some of the richest people in the countries of this world, the nations of this world, didn't go to university. What's important is that you have recognized the problem that you want to solve. Once you have recognized a problem that you want to solve, then go ahead and figure out how you are going to get your hands on the information that will empower you to solve that problem. As far as I'm concerned, my definition of living is problem solving. My definition of life is living to solve problems. Now, with the advent of entrepreneurship is the second E, the second E economic strategy, for powering financial success. Entrepreneurship is the ability to use education to power a profitable path, a profitable avocation, to power a profitable business. And entrepreneurship at the fundamental levels means problem solving for a profit, problem solving for some economic gain. That is what entrepreneurship means. Now, you can't be an entrepreneur if you are not educated. You cannot be an entrepreneur if you are not educated with skills such as creative thinking, problem solving, creative problem solving. It's pretty important that we understand how that the right education can serve as the solid foundation for powering the rest of our lives. A lot of people have gone to school and they went to school You're not going to be a successful entrepreneur if you cannot solve your personal problems. Because see, problem solving, entrepreneurial problem solving is solving other people's problems for some profit. It's called solution selling. But if you are not able to solve your own problems, you are not an entrepreneur. And if you can't solve your own problems, you cannot solve other people's problems. The 3 E's are education, entrepreneurship, and entertainment. And these 3 E's can be used to power your financial and economic destiny, to chaperone your path to a place of economic and financial success. But you have to understand that it needs to be instituted in succession. Education is number one. I've met folks who are in their 30s and they're not so enlightened because they have not dedicated themselves to education. When I say education, I simply mean, what are the problems you have identified personally? What are the problems you've identified in your family? What are the problems you have identified in your community? What are the problems you have identified in your state? What are the problems you have identified in your region? What are the problems you have identified in your country? That should be the reason for educational pursuit, not so that you can brag about being a graduate or being a master's degree holder. Master's degree holder that cannot solve any problem. PhD holder that can't solve any problem. What about that? Now, I see a lot of people become puppets of entertainment. Entertainment is important. I mean, most especially if you're someone who is so dedicated to entrepreneurship, to work, to your career. Your brain cannot go for too long a time without relaxation. So entrepreneurship can be used for relaxation. Now, entrepreneurship is actually a business to a lot of people. Sorry, I didn't say, it wasn't entrepreneurship I wanted to say entertainment. Entrepreneurship is always in my head. Entertainment can be used for leisure. Okay? Now, a lot of people only use entertainment for leisure. Only a few people are smiling to the bank on the back of entertainment. Now, also, the major purpose of education, the essence of education, is not just to get you to become knowledgeable or enlightened, but also to empower you for economic and financial independence, economic and financial freedom. There is nothing that can happen to the economy of Nigeria that will make me start scratching my head about what to do with my life. Because I have been dedicated to building my personal economics infrastructure, my personal economics structure, which is wholly powered by me. I'm always investing in making my personal economic infrastructure more and more robust, to the point where the players of the corporate economics, like those the government parastatals, the politicians, the entrepreneurs, will recognize what I'm doing. Because the more I invest in my personal economics infrastructure, the more I become an authority, the more I become a force to be reckoned with, which is something that anybody can kick off. If anything happens to the economy of Nigeria, because we live in a global village, because I'm not only plugged into the economy of Nigeria, I'm plugged also into other economies of other nations, like Canada, like the United States of America, like Dubai. For instance, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a real estate asset portfolio builder, and one of the places where the properties that I help people buy is Dubai. Meaning that if something happens to the real estate in Nigeria, I would not be one of those people who overly complain, even though I might be affected, but it won't be 100%. A lot of people have not been wired to pay attention to the concept of economics. When they are watching TV or when they're watching the news, the moment it is economic segment, they will just tune out. If they're reading the newspaper, they will never go to the business or economic segment. You'll never find them picking up economic magazines. Yet they are the same people who claim to be interested in becoming wealthy, who claim to be interested in becoming rich, who claim to be interested in becoming successful. We need to understand that we live in an economically powered world. And the earlier you took the concept of economics seriously, the better. The faster it will be for you to pivot your economic path to an economic destination that will be favorable to you. That's how you power your economic destiny. Question: what are you doing personally to build a personal economic infrastructure that can stand the test of time? What are you doing to build a transgenerational economic infrastructure? A transgenerational economic infrastructure that can power transgenerational wealth. What exactly are you doing? See, if you're not doing anything, you are leaving yourself at the mercy of the corporate economic entity. And you and I know that in this country where we live in, most of those who are supposed to be the drivers of the corporate economy, number one, they are not so enlightened economically. Number two, they're not even interested. All they're interested in are the things that they can do to come up with policies that will make themselves and their family members rich for life. All they're interested in are the things that would favor them personally, despite the fact that the economy, the corporate economy, is not their personal economy. Yeah. So you can't afford to delegate or mortgage your personal economic dynamics to another person. It is your duty to economic success, to financial success. If you're not proactively doing something about building your personal economics, building your personal economic infrastructure, at the end of the day, anything happens to the corporate economy, you are going to be hit very hard. We now live in an age of decentralized everything, decentralized economy. That's why you are able to power your own personal economic infrastructure, your own personal economic path. Decentralized economy, decentralized commerce, decentralized education. You don't need school to be expressly educated in any avocation or area of life. You can educate yourself to become an expert in any field of life. You can. 99% of the things that powers my business, I learned on my own. And I'm always investing in my education. I'm always investing in my capacity development. I'm always doing it. I've paid some good money this year. I paid some good money last year to curate my professional capacity to power my businesses. I'm always going to be doing that. I'm always going to be investing in my education. But it's not a conventional route. Every progressive mind, every serious-minded individual should pay attention to their education, pay attention to entrepreneurship or their career path, pay attention to most especially those two. Entertainment, if you are not making money from entertainment, do not overly give your resources, your data, your time, your energy. You're consuming somebody else's entertainment and you're not making a dime, giving all of those resources, your attention, your data, your energy, your time. All for what? Also that you can cool off. It's pretty important that you understand that these three E's, these three pillars, education, entrepreneurship, and entertainment, if proactively deployed, can equip you for life, can equip you for economic success for life. I'm always toggling between education and entrepreneurship. I'm making money through education. I'm making money through entrepreneurship. I've not started making money through entertainment. I don't know whether I'm ever going to make money through entertainment, but I'm making money through education. I'm making money through entrepreneurship. If entertainment is going to get my attention, I manage some a musical group a few years ago, and I was supposed to make some money from that management. I didn't make a dime anyways, because a lot of things happened. Yeah. But I had enough sense that if I'm going to be involved in entertainment, it must be because there is something in it for me. It must be because I'm going to make some money from it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be squandering my time, squandering my attention, squandering my efforts, squandering my energy. Nobody should have any excuse not to be proactively powering their personal economic. It's a structure. It's an infrastructure. You keep building it. You keep curating it. Your personal economic infrastructure. You keep curating it. You should not leave it at the mercy of somebody. See, if your economy is left at the mercy of another human being, then you give them the power to manipulate you. If you do not have a personal economic infrastructure in place, and all of the things that makes you money is in control of other people, you don't even have up to 10% control of anything that makes you money. You are at the mercy of other people. You are liable to be manipulated. So it's pretty important that you begin to pay attention to personal economic dynamics, building your personal economic infrastructure. You need to start paying attention, reading, subscribing to newsletters that educate you, that has the tendency of getting you to become economic literate, financial literate. A lot of people have been hoodwinked into entertainment. Most of the information that people consume nowadays is entertainment. And entertainment is not a foundation. Education is a foundation. If you build your life on entertainment, even an entertainer that is going to be an evergreen entertainer that will last for decades must have an education foundation. That's even the funniest thing. Otherwise, they'll be here this year and next year. So, subsequently, you're not going to find them anywhere. Education, education, education. Education is for life. Education is the foundation. Education is the walls. Education is the roofing. Education is still what you're going to use to fly. You keep being educated. You never get to a point where you think that you've arrived as far as education is concerned. You keep being educated. Because the more educated you become, the more you are going to stand out in this world, the more you are going to become a force to be reckoned with in this world. If your brain have now been conditioned only to enjoy entertainment, and you do not find satisfaction or you do not find joy in educational pursuit or consuming information that educates you as against just information that entertains you, you're liable to lead your mind and lead your soul to a dark place. At time, education should not only be the foundation, it should also be the anchor, it should also be the compass for chaperoning you on your path to financial success, on your path to your economic destiny. Education. So the people you are following online, are they educating you or are they merely entertaining you? It's a very, very important question you have to ask yourself. Most of the people you follow, do you get educated by them or do you get entertained by them? The people you have in your life offline, are you learning anything from them? If you're not learning anything from them, something is wrong. You need to change your circle. You need to upgrade your circle. See, there is nothing in this world that will stop me from perpetually investing in the education of myself, getting myself educated, getting myself building, personal development. I'm always going to be invested into personal development. Nothing can stop me. Because the more I invest in personal development, the more I invest in personal education, the more I have the keys to open doors to all kinds of opportunities. I'm sure you've heard the statement, education is the best legacy. It's true. Education is the foundation of all that you'd ever become during the duration of this incarnate existence of yours. Without education, you're not going to become an entrepreneur that can marshal all kinds of solutions for your people, for our collective humanity. Pretty important that, so I wrote something that I said, if you're not profiting from entertainment, then you shouldn't give it too much attention. Otherwise, you are going to be mortgaging your attention currency. You know that attention is currency. Right now, I'm in this life. I want you to join me, to give me your attention. Now, if you're giving me attention does not in any way bring value to you, your job is to ensure that you don't respond to me again. If there is no economic value, I tell people that because we live in an economically powered world, your decision making, every of your decision making must have some kind of economic angle to it. Anything you decide to do must have some kind of economic angle to it. If you are not cognizant of the economic advantage that decision making can bring to you, then you are liable to end up in a place where you are going to regret. You're liable to end up in a place where you're not going to like. Entertainment can be used for leisure, but ensure that it's only being used for leisure. Ensure that it's not taking a huge chunk of your day every day. Some people will just come on social media and be jumping from one gossip blogger to another gossip blogger's account. And they are supposed to be entrepreneurs. They're supposed to be career driven. If you want to power an economic success that you can be proud of, you need to pay attention to personal education. You need to pay attention to entrepreneurship or your career. You need to pay attention to them and not overly pay attention to entertainment. Paying too much attention to entertainment when it's not fetching you any money, when it's not fetching you any income, is going to lead you to a place of economic strangulation. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Before long, you are in a place of financial need. You now need to task somebody or beg somebody for money because you are not on your education and entrepreneurship game. You are not on your education and career game. You are busy squandering your time resource, your energy resource on entertainment consumption. I tell people that the most important hours of your day is from the time you wake up and 12 noon. So from the time you wake up and 12 noon, that is the time to do the most important work of the day. Part of the, let's say you wake up by 5, from 5 to 12 should be expressly dedicated to education and entrepreneurship, education and work. It is maybe later in the day that you can give attention to entertainment. When by 9 o'clock you stumble upon Mr. Macaroni's page or account or post or comedy skit, or you stumble upon some post about whatever that is not educational and that is not that does not in any way have anything to do with your job for the day, you are most likely going to end up in a place where you are economically strangulated or financially strangulated. There is no mystery to being broke. There is no mystery to experiencing financial struggle. There is no mystery to it. Anytime I meet an individual or anytime an individual reaches out to me and then the person is saying, please, I need help, blah, blah, blah. My mom is in the hospital. My children have not eaten. My children's school fees, blah, blah, blah. I just want to step back and take an helicopter view of their life. And I begin to ask them certain questions, and they get to let me know that they have been squandering their time resource, their attention currency. They have been squandering their energy resource. So per time, every single day, so there is something that should educate you. There has to be something that should educate you. The easiest way is to read, right? When you read good books. Early in the morning, part of your early morning ritual should be to read a portion of a book, even if it's just 15 minutes. Education is daily. If you're not educating yourself every single day, and there is no assumption to educating yourself. There is no assumption. There has to be specific things that you are doing that lets you and other people know that you are truly committed to continuous and never-ending improvement. If you're not doing what you ought to be doing as far as education is concerned, see, there is this warrior code that I heard a couple of years ago. A warrior knows to read every day because he or she knows that the mind conveniently forgets wisdom if it doesn't read daily. A mathematician will soon become someone who cannot solve mathematics if he or she doesn't solve mathematical problems daily. It's just that simple. Now, most especially because we now live in an age of social media powered distraction culture. You now more than ever, you need to proactively be on your focus game. I call it focus engineering. You have to ensure that you lay the foundation of your focus the earliest time possible every single day. Now, one of the ways you cultivate focus for the that would power the activities of your day is by reading as early as possible before you step out. And even if you work from home, it's by reading as early as possible. You can't afford, even if it's just 15 minutes reading. It will help your focus. It's powerful. I kid you not. It's powerful. There is also concentration, focus exercises, concentration exercises that you can do early in the morning. You wake up and you sit in front of the doorknob of your room, and you try to fix your attention and your gaze on that doorknob for 5 minutes uninterrupted. Nobody should distract you while you're trying to do that. While you're focused, the next 5 minutes, you time yourself. When you do that early in the morning, it helps you to focus on what you ought to be focused on in the course of the day. Hence, you are not going to be easily susceptible to distractions. You said you want to go, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner, you want to go post your products on social media. 4 hours you've been on social media, because the moment, and you have not posted, you haven't posted that thing. Because the moment you came on social media, just two for this post. Tunde had not post. Yaba left. Gossip blogger, Insta blogger, Instablog Niger, Mr. Macaroni. You kept jumping from one blogger's account to another, because see, you have not proactively cultivated focus. Reading early in the morning helps you to be on your focus game. The principle or the law of focus says that whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on your job, if you focus on your business, it will expand. But if there is so much distraction getting your attention, overly getting your attention, the focus that should be given to your business, you are going to be starving your business of the focus that it requires for expansion. Because see, this game it's an economic game. We are not here to play. Before you know it, you're hungry. Before you know it, your house rent is due. Before you know it, the NEPA bill is due. Before you know it, your clothes are old. You need to buy a new set of clothes. So it's pretty important that you are on your education game, you are on your entrepreneurship game, and if you are going to be consuming entertainment, just let it be for leisure purpose, just for cooling off. Don't spend hours on entertainment content. Don't do that to yourself. Don't forget your business or your enterprise or your life even is a continuum. Whatever you do today for your business or for your education is a continuation. So tomorrow you're still going to do something additional. Next tomorrow you're still going to do something additional. But you see, if you are not chaperoning or carving or if you're not the one charting the course of your education, charting the course of your enterprise or of your career path, if you're allowing all kinds of distraction to get your attention currency, to get your energy resource, to get your time, to get your money, because you spend money buying that data and you are squandering that money consuming entertainment content, you are going to end up in a place of economic struggle, economic strangulation. Because before you know it, you wake up in the morning, before you know it, night has come. The second day comes. Before you know it, night has come. 1 week has gone. Before you know it, 1 month has gone. Bills. So you cannot afford not to proactively be on your education and entrepreneurship game. Nowadays, we use the word entrepreneurship loosely. Entrepreneurship means whatever you do to make money. That's as far as I'm concerned. Even though we know that we can define it at different levels. I know. But typically, in the 21st century, everybody who wants to power a path to an economic destiny they will be proud of should be entrepreneurial in their approach towards life, in their approach towards doing what they do. Yeah. So education, entrepreneurship, pari passu, you have to be investing in them. Sarah says, I've not been able to hear you. Can you hear me now? Please drop it in the comment section if you can hear me. So it's pretty important that we understand those three E's: education, entrepreneurship, and entertainment, and how that people, entertainers, are using our heads, to get themselves to make money, to generate a fortune, whilst we are left in the lodge. So you as an individual must power your education. Entertainers respect a lot of people who are not entertainers. There are many entertainers who have mentors who are not entertainers, because those people are educated, enlightened, and maybe they are also entrepreneurial. Yeah. Every individual, whether you're an entertainer or not, the education pillar, the entrepreneurial pillar must be solidly laid in your life. And it is something you service every single day of your life. I'm going to keep investing in education till the day I leave this earth. Till the day I breathe my last. I'm going to keep investing in education. I'm going to keep investing in entrepreneurship. Because I'm not just educated just to brag about being educated. I'm not just intelligent just to brag about being intelligent. I'm intelligent or educated for work purpose, for work's sake. Because of the kind of work I want to be able to power. The quality of the education I have is what is going to determine the quality of work I'm going to do. Is what's going to determine the quality of business I'm going to power. Is what's going to determine the quality of enterprise I'm going to power. Pretty important. So if you can pay attention to, education that helps you to start building personal economic infrastructure, it will not happen. The economic recession that happens, it will not happen. The economic whatever that happens in your country or even anywhere in the world, you would know the route to toe, because you now have a personal economic compass. Personal. So yeah. Does anybody have any question? This is where we're going to be drawing the curtains for today's episode. I look forward to us, doing stuff together. I look forward to, you and I partnering, networking on the basis of our education infrastructure, on the basis of our entrepreneurial infrastructure. Let's do stuff together, okay? Pay attention. Okay, Sarah says yes, it's better now. Pay attention to your education infrastructure. Pay attention to your entrepreneurial infrastructure, the one that you are building. Not that you are just hiding under the umbrella of what other people have built. What have you built? What are you building? You need to know that you are building something. What exactly are you building? When we come to the table of collaboration, we're bringing what we have to offer as individuals. So pretty important to pay attention to to education, pay attention to entrepreneurship, investing in your education, investing in your entrepreneurship. If the last time you invested in your education was the last time you were in school, something is wrong with that. Something is totally wrong with that. The last time you spent money on your education was the last time you were in school. Something is totally wrong with that. Have you invested in understanding economics? Have you invested in understanding how the local and global economics infrastructure is designed to work to your advantage? What do you know about economics? What do you know about the way economy is wired to work? What do you know about it? I tell people that if you are not interested, back in the day in the university, the moment we write our last paper, everybody will wear white t-shirts, white round neck t-shirt to their last paper. so that at the end of that paper, they can now start doing autograph. Many people can write autograph on their t-shirts, typifying that they are dropping their pen. When in actual reality, real life education is about to start. So next week, we're going to be having a guest. Every last Wednesday of the month, we dedicate it to, discussing about real estate investing. Okay, so I'm going to be having a real estate developer, as my guest next week on Wednesday, where he's going to be educating us as to how anybody can, kickstart their real estate investment journey. There is no other industry that helps you chaperone your path to wealth like real estate. No other industry, not cryptocurrency, not stock exchange, that gives you peace of mind, stability like real estate. None. So next week, Wednesday, I'm going to be having a guest who is going to be telling us exactly how we can begin to use real estate to build asset for ourselves, to chaperone our path to wealth. So does anybody have any question before I call it a day? Does anybody have any question? Any question? Thank you so much, Victor Olaleye, for joining. Thank you so much, Femi Shawale, for joining. Thank you so much, Ebutin Properties, for joining. Thank you, everybody who joined. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining. Any question? Any question? This episode is just a reminder that you should be committed to your education. You should be committed to your personal education, your capacity development, your personal development. You should be committed to it. And that commitment is in perpetuity. Any question? If there's no question, then I'm going to be ending this live within the next 1 minute. Question. Any question? Okay, then. For those of you who joined late, watch the rebroadcast. If you have any question, just ask me and I'll do my best to answer them. Take care of yourselves, guys. Enjoy the rest of your week.